Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order. Could everyone stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we're going to start with roll call.
Lynn Hurston James.
Hi, Megan Levine. Ann Markoulis.
Angela Ramo.
Hi, everyone. Leah Leone.
Hi, Maureen Jimenez.
Isabel Basil.
Okay, next, could I get a motion for the approval of the minutes from May 21st? Megan and Ann? All in favor, or any questions, comments about it? All in favor? 6. Okay, committee reports. Audit Committee, Teresa?
The Audit Committee met with our our internal auditors, Cullen and Danowski, prior to executive session tonight to review the detailed testing audit and the risk assessment audits. The committee discussed this year's findings and discussed possible areas for next year's detailed testing audit. The final report should be ready at some point next week, which will then be put on the board to be approved.
Thank you. Policy Committee?
The Policy Committee met on May 29th to review and discuss ongoing policy updates and stakeholder feedback. Following the first reading of the field trips and excursions regulation, the committee carefully considered all feedback and made appropriate amendments. The second reading will be presented at the June 18th Board of Education meeting. The committee also reviewed the final draft of the newly required policy for the student member of the board and will present the first reading of this policy at the same meeting on June 18th. As will be discussed further at that meeting, this policy serves as an overarching framework, and the committee believes it is also necessary to develop a regulation that will provide more detailed guidance regarding the selection process, responsibilities, and expectations. To inform this work, the committee aims to gather input from high school stakeholders and student voices. Additionally, the committee reviewed 2 other policy areas mandated by New York State, an update to the personal devices, use of internet-enabled devices, and a new policy on extreme heat conditions. To ensure that any amendments to the Internet-Enabled Devices policy reflect the values and needs of the Glen Cove community, the Policy Committee seeks to form an advisory team. This team will review proposed revisions, collaborate with committee and other recommendations, and the advisory team will include key stakeholders from elementary, middle, and high school levels. We aim for the advisory team to meet before the end of this school year to allow for timely discussion and planning.
Thank you. Alexa, Education Committee?
The Education Committee has not met since the last Board of Education meeting when we had committee reports. Our next meeting is June 18th.
And Teresa, Facilities?
Our new Director of Facilities, Dan Novak, officially started last week and has been immersing himself in the district, meeting everyone and learning about the district, all the construction that is going on, and what is about to start. Recently, the district was approved for the Smart Schools Bond Act, a New York State initiative to help finance educational technology and infrastructure. As a result, new smart boards have been installed in the elementary schools. Installation of wireless access points have started today at the middle school and will continue with the high school, Thayer House, and Carriage House over the next few weeks. Once the access points are complete, new smart boards will be installed. We received the certificate of occupancy for the Daisy elevator. Our next steps are to schedule a walkthrough with the Daisy Safety Committee and then to conduct a practice drill. Tile work and epoxy floors have been installed in the 400 wing of the middle school 1910 building. At the high school, in preparation for the science room construction, items from the science rooms that were not needed through the end of the year have been packed up and all boxes have been stored in the basement. The cafeteria will begin packing up next week. Starting Monday, June 9th, cold meals such as sandwiches, salads, assorted fruits and vegetables will be served as grab-and-go meal in the high school art gallery. And lastly, on the June 18th board meeting, we'll have a representative from Ecosystems to present on the progress of the work being done under the energy performance contract.
Thank you. So before we have the superintendent's report, we're going to do the school student board member report.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm happy to share some of the wonderful things happening in our district. Last week, our high school students had the opportunity to support hands-on science learning in our elementary schools. On Wednesday, 9 students volunteered to assist Miss Curtis with a cow-eye dissection lesson for the 4th graders at Connolly School. The students were highly engaged, and everyone who volunteered did a great job helping them navigate the dissection process. I was fortunate enough to be there and witness it all firsthand. Then on Friday, that same lesson was brought to the 4th graders at Landing School with another group of high school students. It was an all-around great experience for everyone involved. Also on Friday, our faculty and staff showed their support for mental health awareness in a fun and meaningful way by participating in the Ice Bucket Challenge. They raised $100 for the Active Minds organization, helping to promote mental health resources and awareness as part of Mental Health Awareness Month. In the arts, the Select Chorale returned last night from an unforgettable trip to London. While abroad, they performed at several incredible venues and had the opportunity to visit historic and cultural landmarks. We are proud of how they represented our district and grateful they had such a rewarding and memorable experience. On the athletics front, a huge congratulations goes to our girls softball team for becoming Nassau County champs. Woohoo!
Can the softball team that are here please stand up? Congratulations to the first girls softball team in 50 years to win the Nassau County Championship.
The series was filled with great pitching, incredible diving catches, and some and some powerful hits. We're also proud of their teamwork, dedication, and success. Finally, this Sunday is our much anticipated Battle of the Classes. Students from all grades should check in with their class officers to purchase their class shirts and get ready to show their school spirit. This will be a day full of friendly competition and memorable moments as each grade comes together to represent their class with pride. We're looking forward to a fun and spirited event that brings the school community even closer. Thank you very much.
Thank
So
you.
I have to take a moment to say I did go to the game the other night at Farmingdale, and I was sitting between a number of former graduates, and those who are just beginning their career. I did not know Isabel had such a loud scream. She's very soft-spoken most of the time. But to the girls who are here and those who aren't, I want to congratulate you on a wonderful series and an amazing representation for Glen Cove Schools. You have won with pride, and you have been just have decorated Glen Cove as one of the best schools in the country. You are kind, you are professional, you are a little cutthroat, but you get the job done. And I know that you did not have as wonderful an evening, but I am sure that you will continue this wonderful effort into the future. I know that alumni who were on the team 50 years ago came to show their support. I could not have asked for better representation for the Glen Cove Schools. Congratulations, all of you. And now, the superintendent's report. I'm going to turn it over to our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Mr. Andrew DiNapoli.
All right, good evening and welcome. Tonight, we come together as a district, and the great thing to see everybody out here is I love how family, friends, colleagues are here to support and celebrate everyone's achievements that are being honored here tonight. It's a time to celebrate two powerful milestones in an educator's journey: the achievement of tenure and the culmination of a career in retirement. First, we express our gratitude to the Board of Education for their unwavering support to create the conditions for our educators and our staff members to thrive and be in a position to positively impact our students. So to the board, we thank you. At this time, I'd like to call up Dr. Maria Rihanna, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Dushner, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Instruction and incoming Superintendent of Schools, and Dr. Ramo, our Vice President on the Board of Education. So first, we're going to take time to honor our staff members who have earned the status of tenure. When recruiting and hiring, the Glen Cove School District seeks educators who convey and bring passion, who bring a sense of reflection and a deep sense of purpose to their work. And earning tenure is a significant milestone, one that affirms years of hard work, learning, and unwavering dedication. It is the result, and I'm sure a lot of you out here know this and witness this, countless hours spent refining practice, building relationships, making thoughtful, lasting contributions to students' growth and success. Tonight is a moment to recognize those who have honed their crafts with care, purpose, and persistence. Educators who have not only shaped learning, but strengthened the culture of their schools through their presence and their practice. This accomplishment marks not only the recognition of your excellence, but also a belief in your future. Therefore, as a symbol of this achievement, each staff member walking up here and being celebrated in earning tenure will receive a green apple. It's a token representing the growth that you have cultivated and the promise of all that still lies ahead. So to begin tonight's celebration, at this time I'm going to ask Ms. Randy Arnold, our Gribben Elementary Principal, and Ms. Jamie Alonzo, our Assistant Director of Special Education, to please stand up at this time.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Warmest congratulations to our retirees as well as our folks receiving tenure tonight. Tonight is about you. Tonight is about the hard work. To the board members, Dr. Rihanna, Dr. Doshner, thank you for creating space for this special tradition. It means a lot. I promised Mr. DiNapoli that my remarks would be brief. However, I really promised Mrs. Morrow that they would be even briefer because her husband and she are expecting their first child on Monday. Mrs. Morrow, come up. I promise to be brief. It is with great pride and deep appreciation that I speak tonight about Mrs. Morrow, Gribben's speech teacher. Mrs. Morrow is a quiet force of compassion, expertise, and innovation. As our speech teacher, she has changed lives. And by that, I mean literally and figuratively. She's given children their voice. She supports them in ways that extend far beyond the classroom. This is life change. Whether she's working on articulation, language comprehension, or expressive language, or something that she calls fricative, she celebrates every milestone no matter how small, with genuine joy. I'll just pause for a brief moment. So if you say speech to any child in K2, they spring up from their seats and they run down the hall with Mrs. Morrow. The little boy knocked on the door and he mouthed the words, knock, knock. And she whispered to me, did you hear that? She celebrates everything. No task is too small for Mrs. Morrow. Her tech skills are second to none. Our IST would not function without her. She sees and needs to step to everything with grace and creativity. We recently visited a school and she immediately brought back core boards to our school. Her mission was to implement them for our students. What began as a classroom tool quickly grew into a building-wide initiative, and it created connection, understanding, and inclusion for all. She didn't just bring back a strategy, she sparked a movement at Gribbon, and I'm saying thank you. It's rooted in both empathy and access. She is a powerful advocate for students, helping families navigate the process of securing AAC devices and making sure that they feel supported every step of the way. Her work is not only professional, but deeply personal. Mrs. Morrow, Joseph, and her doting family, we are grateful for her passion, her professionalism, and her powerful impact. Congratulations to a well-deserved honor. Thank you. I have the pleasure of speaking about Glencoe's finest, and I'll be here a little while because I have 4 folks that are receiving tenure. The next person that I'd like to bring up is the lovely Miss Beater. Welcome. When you think of Miss Beater, I want you to think of unwavering commitment, a generous spirit, forever kind, a gifted educator. I'm drawn to Mrs. Beater because of her wealth of character and her dedication. When you walk into her class, you immediately feel it. We have an ongoing joke. On my most challenging days, I go visit Miss Beater's classroom, and she's like, you're here to see me, or do you need some sunshine? And it's usually the latter. It's sunshine. But you feel it. It's warmth, it's calm, it's light, it's a breath of fresh air. But more than atmosphere, what you see is students in motion. And what I mean by that, the academic rigor is set high, even for our students in special class. The students are deeply engaged, joyfully participating. If you ever have a chance to come visit her writer's workshop, I invite you all. Moreover, what she's building in Glen Cove is independent thinkers, and what the world needs right now is independent thinkers, so thank you. Ms. Beater takes her special education students to new heights, blending high expectations and compassion of heart. Her writer's celebrations, like I said, are something special. Every child feels seen, heard, and moreover, celebrated. She is an out-of-the-box problem solver, I'll tell you this. 1 year for mental health awareness, she designed an experience for every child at Gribbon School. That's 335 kids. All 35 kids for Mental Health Awareness Month participated in yoga and breathing exercises led by visiting instructors, including her very own mother, who's in the audience tonight. And her mom feels like Gribbon's mom, so thank you. What they reminded us is the importance of mindfulness and connection to the natural world. And if you didn't know, she's also Gribbon's equestrian, who tends to her very own horse with the same love and compassion that she freely shares with her students. I attribute our success, our special education department's success, to her leadership, her innovation, and her unwavering collegiality. Thank you. Ms. Beater will always be an exceptional educator. She elevates every space. She's truly indispensable part of our school community. Thank you, Christopher, and to her family for sharing her light. Congratulations. That means I have two more. More Glen Cove's greatest. So at this time, would you please come up, Miss Anderson? Is she here? This is Miss Anderson. She is our lovely Gribben School counselor. Thank you. A school without a school counselor is like a home without a heart. It is my pleasure to speak about Miss Anderson tonight. She is dedicated and impactful school counselor whose contributions have left a lasting mark on our entire school community. Miss Anderson embodies what it means to lead with heart, her generosity of spirit, her unwavering commitment. She touches everyone she comes in path with. Through her monthly SEL classroom push-ins, she's brought social emotional learning and crafting differentiated lessons with bright understanding of children. She has taken a building-wide initiative and made it deeply meaningful. Most notably, she is also the creative force behind our beloved Kindness Backpacks program. Thanks to Ms. Anderson, students eagerly await their turn to take home the Kindness mascot that travels to Gribben families, Glen Cove families throughout the community with creative activities that promote connection, empathy, and joy. Her leadership in Red Ribbon Week, P.S. I Love You Day, World Kindness Day has provided so much for our community. She has partnered with our local food pantry, Nosh, to create positive experience for our community. Ms. Anderson is more than a counselor. She's a bridge, a connection between students, staff, families, and the greater community. I am indebted for your tireless work. To little Grayson, John, and her entire family who came to support her tonight, thank you. Last but not least, the lovely Miss Kilkenny. Thank you. Miss Kilkenny is our first grade teacher at Gribben. Have you ever been around someone who inspires you to be better? That's Miss Kilkenny. It is my great pleasure to speak about her, a passionate and dedicated educator who is part of our Gribben School community for the past 4 years. Fun fact, she's a triplet. But certainly not one of a kind, right? Certainly not 3, she's special, she's one of a kind. Her teaching philosophy is rooted in a firm belief that students have to feel valued, safe, and seen in order to learn and thrive. She creates community where every child feels like they belong, where differences are embraced and strengths are celebrated. She establishes a learning environment where students are empowered to take risks. Thank you. She often says to me, every student brings something valuable to the classroom community. My role is to help them see it, believe it, and share it with others. That belief shines in everything that she does. Parents often describe Ms. Kilkenny as dedicated. It's the teacher that changed them, someone who fosters not only academic growth, but nurturing the whole child. And perhaps the most telling praise comes from her very own students. I asked them. We learn so much from her because she makes learning fun. She's beautiful. Ms. Kilkenny is the kind of educator who reminds us that we are more alike than different. And her classroom, much like her passport from around the world, is a testament to inclusion, curiosity, and connection. We are honored to have her entire family here tonight. Congratulations to all of the Kilkennys. Thank you very much.
At this time, I'd like to call up Ms. Erin Nastri, our principal of Daisy Elementary School, and again, Ms. Jamie Alonso, our assistant director of special education.
Hi, good evening. It is an honor tonight to recognize Stacy Silverman as she earns tenure, a milestone that reflects her dedication and deep impact she has made. Ms. Silverman, please come up. As a special education teacher, Stacy brings a level of kindness, compassion, and patience that truly defines her work. She meets every student where they are with unwavering belief in their potential and a calm, steady presence that helps them grow. But Stacy's impact doesn't stop in the classroom. She is a fierce advocate for her students, for their families, and for what's right. She works closely with families to ensure they feel seen, heard, and supported. She's teary-eyed now. We spent many hours in my office where we're both like crying and working through problems, and she is always advocating for what's best and what is right. Stacy, your tenure is more than a recognition of your time here. It's a celebration of your heart, your commitment, and the many lives you have already touched. We are so lucky to have you. Congratulations on this well-earned achievement. Good evening. Would Ms. Tanky please come up? It's a real pleasure to recognize Natalie Tanky tonight as she earns tenure, a well-deserved milestone for someone who gives her all to her students and our school every single day. Natalie is an exceptional second grade teacher, motivated, driven, and deeply committed to her students' growth. Her classroom is a place of learning, laughter, and high expectations, and her impact reaches far beyond those four walls. What truly sets Natalie apart is her ability to build strong, trusting relationships with families, with her colleagues, and with administration. She's collaborative, collegial, and always willing to step up and support others. She's also become a bit of a go-to expert for tech. I'll admit, I found myself asking, Natalie, how do I fix this thing? And without fail, she helps with patience and a smile. Natalie, we're so proud of the educator you are and grateful to have you as part of our team. Congratulations on this important achievement. Here's to many more years of excellence ahead.
At this time, I'd like to call up Mr. Bryce Klatsky, our principal at Connolly Elementary School, and Ms. Kristen Schaefer, our coordinator of ELA.
Good evening. Tonight, we are proud to recognize a dedicated educator whose passion for literacy lights up Connolly, Ms. Patty Lucci. With 17 years of experience, Patty uses research-based practices grounded in the science of reading and goal setting to help students become joyful, confident readers. Her room is a place where students feel safe, supported, and excited to learn. One student said, "She is very kind because she gives us snacks, but she also helped me read long words."
Patty's love of reading and her belief in equity shine through her work with the Book Fairies, helping distribute over 5,000 books to our students. She leads PARP with creativity, bringing our school life and our hallway displays with engaging challenges for our students. Her students are thriving, and another shared, she makes reading fun with lots of word games. Her class is really fun, and she has helped me read a lot. One student summed it up best, and he said, "When I work with Miss Lucci, I feel proud of myself. She helped me learn from my mistakes. Miss Lucci is caring." Congratulations on your well-deserved tenure, Patty. I'm going to bring back up Ms. Jamie Alonso, who's getting a lot of steps on this evening. Next up, we are proud to honor a teacher who meets every child with care, structure, and a belief in their potential. I'd like to invite up Ms. Kiernan Rathgaber. With a dual background in general and special education, Ms. Rathgaber has led a self-contained third grade class at Connolly School with exceptional skill and heart. When I asked her students how Ms. Rathgaber makes them feel, they all, and this is true, I polled like 6 of them, they all had the same word, and they all said she makes them feel happy. One went on further, and she said, "One word to describe Ms. Rathgaber also is helpful, because she always helps me learn, and when I do learn, I feel happy." Her classroom is calm, inclusive, and full of growth. Kiernan collaborates across teams, contributes to PBIS and PARP, and models lifelong learning through ongoing graduate work and her commitment to our PLCs. She's building executive functioning and SEL supports that are specifically tailored to her students' needs in order to help each child thrive. Ms. Rathgaber's quiet strength and deep dedication lift our entire school. Congratulations, Kiernan, on this well-deserved recognition, and we're very proud to have you on our team. And we have one more special person from Connolly to celebrate tonight. I'm pleased to celebrate the tenure of someone who truly holds the heart of our school in her hands. Please give a round of applause for Miss Rosemary Wallens, our school social worker. In 4 years at Connolly, Rosemary has become an essential support to our students, staff, and families. Whether helping a child navigate conflict or connecting a family to resources, she shows up with compassion, consistency, and care. One student shared, "Ms. Wallens is always there to help me when I need to figure out problems that I might have with other students." But beyond counseling, she teaches students about boundaries, friendship, and mental health, helping build a school culture of empathy and inclusion. As another student put it, Ms. Wallens is kind because she always makes learning how to make new friends fun. I think her crowning achievement, however, is that she convinced something like, how many staff members? Like 20? Okay, at least a dozen staff members to dump ice cold water over their heads this spring, so I think that alone earned her this recognition. Her work is absolutely vital to the well-being of our school. Her presence is grounding, and her commitment is unwavering. Congratulations, Ms. Wallens, on your well-earned tenure. Connolly is a better place because of your efforts.
At this time, I'd like to call up Ms. Jacqueline Burnett, our principal at Landing Elementary School, and Ms. Jamie Alonso, our Assistant Director of Special Education.
Good evening. Sorry, I just broke my leg, so I'm like terrified of all this. So, all right, tonight it is a true pleasure to recognize our school social worker, Casey Crean, on earning tenure. A milestone. This is a milestone that reflects not only her years of dedication, but the immeasurable impact she's had in our school community. Casey brings a calm, steady presence to every hallway, every classroom, and every conversation. Her supportive demeanor helps students feel safe, seen, and heard, no matter what they're going through. This kind of trust doesn't happen by accident. It's built day by day, moment by moment, and with empathy and care, and Casey has mastered that. She's the driving force behind social emotional learning at Landing, pushing into classrooms, leading lessons on monthly character traits, and helping both students and staff build a shared language around kindness, responsibility, and resilience. And when students or families face challenges, Casey is often the quiet force behind the scenes, connecting them with what they need. Casey also helped start our Peer Mediators Club, giving students the tools to resolve conflicts and support one another in a positive, meaningful way. Whether in counseling groups, classroom discussions, or even just quick check-ins, Casey is someone our students, families, teachers, and I have come to rely on. On behalf of all of us at Landing, I want to congratulate Casey, joined by her fiance, Mike, and his last name is Gentile, and they're gonna get married, and that's gonna be her last name, which is amazing. Oh, I said it wrong, I'm sorry. Well, in my mind, it was funny. On a well-earned recognition. You are an essential part of our building, and we're all better every day because of your presence. Thank you. All right, I'm now gonna call Miss Danielle Fasano up to join me. I am proud to recognize someone whose compassion, flexibility, and quiet strength have made a lasting impact on our school community. Special education teacher Danielle Fasano. Danielle brings a level of patience and kindness to her work that is truly inspiring. She meets each day and each student with a smile. Whether she's navigating a new challenge or jumping into a last-minute change of plans, Danielle does it with grace and a "we've got this" attitude that reassures everyone around her. She's built meaningful connections with her students who know that they are supported and cared for, and with her colleagues who value her insight, collaboration, and positivity. Danielle has a gift for meeting students where they are, understanding what they need, and then supporting them in the ways that they need to help them thrive. Danielle is also a proud member of our Book Fairies Committee, spreading the joy of reading throughout our building. Even on the toughest days, she keeps a sense of humor that lifts up those around her. She's the kind of colleague who makes a tough moment feel manageable and a good day feel even better. Tonight, we celebrate Danielle not just for reaching tenure, but for doing so in a way that reflects who she is at her core: genuine, dedicated, and deeply committed to her students and her school. Congratulations, Danielle. We're so lucky to have you with us.
Good evening again. It is with great pride and admiration that we recognize Ms. San Giovanni for earning tenure this evening. Over the past 4.5 years, Ms. San Giovanni has built a remarkable career rooted in a deep commitment to literacy and student growth. At Landing School, where she has served as a reading teacher for grades 3 to 5 since 2021, she has consistently demonstrated a strong, research-based approach to instruction that is both purposeful and responsive to her students' needs. Her practice is grounded in the science of reading and enhanced by her Orton Gillingham Associate Level training, which she seamlessly integrates to deliver multisensory, explicit, and highly effective reading instruction. Ms. Sangiovanni's journey into education is defined by her belief in student empowerment and the joy of learning. Her motivation stems from a desire to ensure every child, regardless of their reading ability, feels confident, capable, and supported. This passion shines through in the learning environment she creates, one where students are encouraged to take risks, engage in meaningful reflection, and grow not only in skill, but in self-belief. Whether she is guiding students through phonics or helping them evaluate their own reading goals, her instructional choices always put students first.
Her impact is clear in the growth her students have made and the confidence they now bring to their literacy journey. Through well-structured routines, data-driven decision-making, and differentiated supports, Ms. Sangiovanni has helped students flourish. Her classroom is a model of clarity, engagement, and progress. Her efforts extend beyond the classroom too, coordinating PARP, leading the spelling bee, and advocating for students tirelessly during IST meetings. Ms. Sangiovanni is deeply woven in the fabric of the school community. Her thoughtful reflections and openness to growth continue to push her practice forward, including her recent innovations like using AI to generate differentiated text, and her goal of reintegrating technology more fully next year. Looking ahead, we know Ms. Sangiovanni will continue to evolve as an educator who is not only grounded in best practices, but also forward-thinking and collaborative. Her commitment to excellence and continuous improvement makes her an asset to our school and to our students. Congratulations, Ms. Sangiovanni, on earning tenure. We, along with your fiance Thomas and a naughty cat at home named Bubba, are so proud of you. We look forward to all the ways you will continue to shape and inspire young readers for years to come. Congratulations. All right, there's many Gordons in the house tonight, but will Miss Caitlin Gordon please come up? Tonight, I am honored to celebrate the 10-year recognition of someone who truly defines what it means to empower our youngest learners, pre-K teacher Caitlin Gordon. Caitlin and I started our journey together, trying to figure out how to make pre-K work in a grades 3 to 5 building. I was terrified. She was fine. It seemed like a big feat at first, but we did it. And from day one, Caitlin brought purpose, patience, and joy into every inch of that space. She is the gold standard in early childhood education, always eager to try new strategies. And even more impressive, she implements them with fidelity and heart. Her classroom is a space where students are encouraged to make choices, speak up for themselves, and begin their journey of self-advocacy. And Caitlin doesn't stop there. She's been a vital member of our Book Fairies committee and co-created the Book Buddies program with our reading teacher, pairing her pre-K students with older learners to foster a shared love of literacy. And let's be honest, no year at Landing is complete without Miss Gordon's annual ABC parade and famous Thanksgiving balloon parade. The entire school comes out to cheer on her students. And it's in these moments that remind us how much our pre-K students have become truly part of our Landing family. On behalf of all of us at Landing, it is a privilege to join Caitlin, joined by her husband, Matt, and Chase, he's over there, he's super excited, in celebrating this incredible milestone. Congratulations, Caitlin. Your impact on the students is undeniable, and we're so lucky to have you. Congratulations. Oh, did I take his? I'm just taking it off. Wait, no, that's mine. Oh, no, it's not. I'm just gonna leave it all up here.
At this time, I'd like to call up Ms. Susan Poulos, our Coordinator for Social Studies.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to recognize Ms. Amanda Carrazza. Amanda, could you please join me? Since joining Findlay Middle School in 2020 as an 8th grade social studies teacher, Amanda has been bringing history to life for students in the most engaging ways imaginable. Imagine walking by her classroom during the Great Depression unit and catching her dancing the Charleston, and students joining in with enthusiasm. It's not just a history lesson, it's a time machine powered by passion and creativity. She also runs immersive activities like the hands-on factory line simulation, where students experience the assembly lines of the early 1900s firsthand. It's this kind of learning that sticks with you long after the lesson ends. Amanda's impact extends well beyond her classroom walls. She serves as the advisor for the Junior Rho Kappa, the Social Studies Honor Society, where she leads students in meaningful service projects such as writing letters to veterans, adopting families during the holidays, organizing hurricane relief efforts, and more. She's also the advisor for the middle school yearbook, guiding students in capturing the memories and spirit of each school year. Her dedication to her colleagues is just as inspiring. She is a founding member of the Sunshine Club. Amanda helps foster a supportive and positive atmosphere for the staff, organizing everything from holiday treats to March Madness brackets, spreading cheer and camaraderie along the way. Amanda's commitment to her students, her colleagues, and her craft is truly remarkable. We are proud to celebrate her achievement today. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Amanda Carrazza. At this time, it is my pleasure to recognize and celebrate Ms. Madison Avadi. Over the past 4 years at Findlay Middle School, Ms. Avadi has proven herself to be not only a dedicated educator, but also a true advocate for student voice and leadership. Her work in the classroom goes far beyond teaching civic engagement, research, and study skills. She is committed to empowering her students to understand that very voice and that they have the ability to affect change in their communities. This belief is evident in her innovative approach to teaching current events, where students don't just learn about the world, they actively engage in it. Through collaborative projects that mimic real-world government processes, Ms. Avadi inspires her students to think critically, solve problems, and become informed citizens. Outside of the classroom, Ms. Avadi's influence continues to shine. As the advisor of the Findlay Pride Club, she has created a safe and welcoming community where students can truly be themselves. Her involvement in the Beautiful Me program further demonstrates her dedication to building confidence and self-worth in her students. Ms. Avadi understands that strong leaders are built not just through academics, but through community, compassion, and acceptance. Congratulations, Ms. Avadi. Mr. Icolano, the principal of Findlay Middle School, unfortunately was not able to join us tonight, so I will be presenting Mr. McKinnon and congratulating him on his behalf. So, Mr. Icolano still recalls his first phone conversation with Jonathan, even before his official interview, and how within minutes, Jonathan's passion for family and counselor sciences and business education came through with clarity. It was genuine, focused, and entirely student-centered. Since joining the team, Jonathan has more than delivered on that early promise. In the classroom, he motivates students not only to explore business concepts, but to act on them. Several have gone on to launch their own businesses thanks to his inspiration. Beyond academics, his impact is equally meaningful. On the recent trip to Spain, where he served as a chaperone, Jonathan's ability to connect with students was evident at every turn. Whether navigating a new city or supporting students through unfamiliar experiences, his calm and caring presence made a lasting impression. We are proud to celebrate Jonathan on his well-deserved tenure tonight.
At this time, I'd like to call up Mr. Alan Hudson, our Glen Cove High School principal.
All right, welcome everyone. So it's my pleasure at this point to call up first Ms. Courtney Farrell, who will be presenting. Let's give her a round of applause, please.
Good evening. Tonight, I am excited to celebrate the tenure of someone who exemplifies the meaning of a team player, Ms. Taylor Sanchez. That's good. Ms. Sanchez has established herself as a sought-after co-teacher, particularly with members of the math department in the high school, which is no easy feat. She immerses herself in that difficult curriculum and lesson plans in an extremely collaborative manner. Her lessons are fun and engaging, and they inspire students to achieve milestones mathematically that they did not think they could achieve. Ms. Sanchez is also someone who supports students outside of the classroom as a senior class advisor and varsity cross-country assistant coach. In the words of your favorite, Mr. Alan Hudson, she has been a great asset to the Glen Cove High School family. She does a great job as a teacher, coach, and advisor. She is well liked by staff, students, and administration. She always conducts herself in a professional manner, is positive, and is always willing to help out anyone in need. It is a privilege to join her mother and brother in attendance tonight with us in congratulating such a deserving educator. Congratulations.
Next, I'd like to call up Mr. Anthony Allison, our coordinator of mathematics in the Glen Cove School District. Thank you all very much. Tonight, I am proud and honored to recognize Miss Megan Butterworth. So I'd like to start off, as you can see, Miss Butterworth is very committed. She came straight from the girls' softball game where they played to be here tonight to be recognized on her accomplishments. I would like to first just say, Mrs. Butterworth's ability to inspire and motivate her students, both inside and outside of the classroom, is a powerful testament to her dedication and influence within our school community. Her teaching extends far beyond just textbook mathematical equations. She consistently brings real-world math and computer skills to the forefront of her lessons, making learning relevant, engaging, and impactful for every student she teaches. She challenges her students to think critically, to ask questions, and to analyze the world around them. More importantly, she encourages them to recognize their own place and value in the world. Her classroom is a space where curiosity is nurtured, confidence is built, and lifelong skills are developed. Mrs. Butterworth's commitment does not end at the classroom door. Whether it's thoughtful conversation in the hallway or coaching the girls on the softball field, she is deeply vested in her students' growth and success in no matter what they participate in the community. She supports them wholeheartedly in academics, athletics, and in all extracurricular passions of their own. Her presence and influence are felt throughout the school, and the positive impact she has made on the student's life is immeasurable. She holds her students to a high standard, but also meets them with a balance of encouragement, compassion, and genuine care. Her students know she believes in them, and because of that, they believe in themselves. Ms. Butterworth, your tenure is a well-deserved recognition of your exceptional teaching and your commitment to your students, and your ability to bring their best to them and everyone around them. Here's to many more years of success, leadership, and inspiration in the Glen Cove School District.
At this time, I'd like to call up Ms. Kimberly Rizzo, our athletic director.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I'm honored to call up the woman, the myth, the does she ever sleep legend, Miss Kimberly Kessel. 18 years ago, when I met Kim Kessel as a fearless student in my demonstration lesson, diving across the gym like it was an Olympic badminton court, honestly, I was being evaluated, but they should have hired her on the spot. Fast forward, and now we are here full circle. When I have not only had the privilege of teaching and coaching Kim, but hiring her as a staff member, and then watching her proceed to take over the entire school. This is Ms. Kessel's third year in the district and her 13th year teaching overall. Kim teaches personal wellness, adaptive PE, and health in the high school. Her personal wellness class is extremely popular and growing continuously. She is the girls' assistant varsity soccer coach and the head varsity softball coach. She coached athletes onto the Newsday's top 100 list, won the Nassau County Softball Championship this past week, and somehow still hosted youth clinics and organized the 50th anniversary for the softball program this year. Kim is the senior class advisor, co-president of the Sunshine Committee, Athletes Helping Athletes advisor, and a member of the faculty advisory. Basically, if there's a committee in this school, she is on it. Kim ran Choose to Include Week, planned and organized the Nassau County Victory Games, plans job fairs, commitment day, the senior summit, and so much more. And somehow, she fundraised for multiple teams and clubs, ran her team's athletic social media pages, supervised multiple athletic events, all while planning a wedding. Tonight, here to celebrate this honor, are Kim's amazing Aunt Angela and Uncle Dominic, and yes, her fiance, Anthony, because she's adding Mrs. to her list of titles soon. Kim, we don't know how you do it all, but we are beyond lucky that you do. Thank you for your commitment to our students and to the entire Glen Cove community. Congratulations.
All right, so I asked Mr. Hudson to stay up here if he can. At this time, I'd like to call Dr. Dushner to the podium at this time.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, it is my honor to speak about two individuals who have been instrumental to the curricular success in our district. The first person I will speak about does not need much of an introduction since he is known across Glen Cove. This person's name carries a legacy and has been passed on not once, but twice. He is none other than Mr. Allen Hudson III. Mr. Hudson, as he is fondly known, is a native of Glen Cove. He began teaching in 1996 at IS 59 Queens. His specialty was social studies. After working in the New York City Department of Education, he transitioned to working on Long Island at both the South Huntington and the Baldwin school districts. 20 years ago, he left Baldwin and came home to serve as the assistant principal at his alma mater, Glen Cove High School. I had the privilege of working alongside Mr. Hudson as assistant principal at the high school for 2 years. As a fellow foodie, I would often bring him an extra loaf of homemade bread or an extra few tomatoes from my grandparents and would leave them on his desk because our days were so busy, sometimes we wouldn't see one another in passing. And I'd leave a Post-it note that would read for you and your family. Mr. Hudson served as assistant principal for 17 years, where some of his responsibilities including creation of the master schedule, supervision of business, art, and music departments, and the establishment of the academic eligibility policy. 3 years ago, he transitioned into the role of principal. He has poured himself into the role and worked with the incredible staff and the faculty of the high school to raise the pre-pandemic graduation rate of 81% in 2019 to 87% last year. It is my honor to call officially up to the stage Mr. Hudson in recognition of his tenure in the position of secondary principal. The second person I will speak about tonight is Miss Kristen Schaefer. Come on up. Ms. Schaefer began her teaching career in 2005 across the globe in the Ukraine, as a member of the Peace Corps, where she taught English to students in grades 5th through 11th. She then taught in New York City at 2 different high schools. Many of you know that our careers overlapped at Sunset Park High School. The first 2 years we overlapped as fellow teachers, and the last 2 years we overlapped as I transitioned into my role as assistant principal. In 2015, I left Sunset Park High School and came to work with Mr. Hudson as assistant principal in the Glen Cove High School. What a small world. Ms. Schaefer continued at Sunset Park in a new role as new teacher mentor, and then became an assistant principal in the Bronx. There, she oversaw Westchester Square Academy's budget, created the master schedule, and also coordinated testing. 3 years ago, she joined our district as the K-12 ELA coordinator. She has worked tirelessly with the phenomenal classroom teachers, the talented reading and AIS teachers, and the dedicated literacy and instructional coaches as we join districts across Long Island and in the nation in realigning literacy instruction with the research-based science of reading and achieve substantial results. It is my honor to officially call to the stage Ms. Schaefer in recognition of her tenure in the position of K-12 ELA coordinator.
At this time, can we give it up to the 2025 cohort who received tenure?
Before you get off the stage, I just want to add one more piece of information. Tenure is a very, very important decision that we recommend to the Board of Education. It means that we have seen in you what we want for our children. You have now earned your green apple. Green is not so ripe. You still have learning and so much more teaching to do. Please understand, it is a symbol that you have now joined the Glen Cove family. That family is allowing you to take care of their children. So I wish you so much more excitement, imagination, and thinking outside the box. I wish you every day the impact that I know you've made to this day. Congratulations.
Lisa, I'll give you time. You want to do a group photo now? Yeah. We'll do a group photo now. Do you want them all to stand? For tenure? Yeah. I think that's what Lisa's asking. No. All right, so as everyone takes their seats, I'm going to begin to the next part of tonight's ceremony, which is our retirees. Can we just give a hand for all of our retirees? All right, so as Dr. Rihanna said and mentioned, we recognize those just now who are just beginning to make their mark. And we now turn to those whose steady presence and lasting contributions over the years have truly helped shape our community. So tonight, we gather an extraordinary group of individuals whose dedication and care have helped shape the very foundation of our districts. And we are here to recognize not just years of service, but a lifetime of purpose and impact. These are professionals who didn't simply fulfill a role, they've made a lasting difference. Now, we know that retirement isn't just the end of a chapter, it's the recognition of a legacy. The students you've inspired, the colleagues you've supported, and the culture you've helped nurture will carry forward long after your final day. That is the true measure of a career rooted in service. And as we reflect on your contributions, let this evening serve not only as a farewell, but as a celebration of all that you've built and shared with our schools and our city. So let us begin tonight's ceremony in honor of each of you. And we're going to start off with Miss Elena Blaslov. Can you please come up? Okay, so for our retirees, we like to do whereas statements as a concluding summary of the impact that they have made over the years. And tonight, as a small token of appreciation, each of our retirees are going to receive a red apple, a long-standing symbol of teaching and learning. And tonight, it represents a career filled with care, filled with growth, and the lives that you shaped. It's a simple gift, but it's a lasting reminder of your impact here at Glen Cove City Schools. So Elena Blaslov, whereas Ms. Blaslov has been a teacher for over 30 years and has served the Glen Cove City School District for over 20 years as a dedicated English as a new language teacher, supporting students at the K-2 grade level. Whereas Ms. Blaslov consistently supported communication between the school and families by translating all correspondence and facilitating engagement at school events. Whereas Ms. Blaslov actively contributed to the school community beyond the classroom, including volunteering for the winter coat drive at Daisy School and serving as the Parents as Reading Partners PARP Committee, where she helped coordinate and implement a week-long literacy celebration for the entire school. Whereas Ms. Blaslov also secured an author visit for her building, further enhancing student access to authentic literacy experiences and cultural enrichment. Whereas Ms. Blaslov's contributions reflect a career marked by steady support for students, families, and school-wide initiatives, leaving a meaningful impact on the school community she served. Tonight, we celebrate you, Ms. Blaslov. Sandra Bury. Hello. Whereas Ms. Bury has served the Glen Cove City School District for 30 years, including over 20 years at Connolly Elementary School and close to 10 years at Gribben Elementary School. Whereas Ms. Bury consistently enriched the student experience through meaningful contributions both inside and outside the classroom, helping coordinate grade level field trips, organizing cultural experiences that celebrated diversity, and enrich student learning. Whereas Ms. Bury demonstrated her commitment to school events and community building by supporting winter and spring concerts, co-advising the Connolly School Yearbook, and serving on the Building Safety Committee. Whereas Ms. Bury further supported students and staff by tutoring outside the school day, hosting educators in her classroom, and collaborating with colleagues to align curriculum and instruction. Whereas Ms. Bury's career reflects the hallmarks of a true professional, an educator who approached each year as both a learner and a mentor, leaving a lasting imprint on the school community. Tonight, we celebrate you. Lisa Cardacci. Whereas Ms. Cardacci is concluding her 30th year as an educator, ending her career at Findlay Middle School, where she has served as a 6th grade English language arts teacher. Whereas Ms. Cardacci fostered meaningful relationships with her students, creating a classroom environment rooted in growing and supporting learners. Whereas throughout her tenure, she built students' confidence in reading and writing through feedback and small group learning experiences. Whereas Ms. Cardacci actively contributed to the broader school community, serving as a judge for the school's poetry contest, leading students in participating in the Book Buddies program, where she accompanied 6th graders to read with younger students at Daisy School. Whereas Ms. Cardacci consistently extended her support beyond the classroom, offering tutoring and during and after school, seeking ways to enhance instruction and student engagement. Whereas her career reflects a steady commitment to student learning, school involvement, and the growth of young readers and writers. Tonight, we celebrate you. Mark Chicola. Whereas Mr. Chicola is concluding his 34th year as a physical education teacher in the Glen Cove City School District, most recently serving across Gribben, Daisy, Landing, and Connolly schools. Whereas Mr. Chicola's career has been defined by his commitment to physical wellness, student engagement, and the school spirit. Whereas he coordinated field day events alongside building leaders and fellow physical education staff, partnered with colleagues to support school-wide cultural arts programs. Whereas Mr. Chicola contributed to the broader athletic culture of Glen Cove through more than 50 individual coaching seasons, spanning football, boys and girls lacrosse, and boys basketball. Whereas he extended learning and leadership beyond the classroom by facilitating team building opportunities and organizing community events, including fundraisers, clinics with elite athletes, and volunteer experiences at the Nassau County Games for the physically challenged. Whereas Mr. Chicola's career reflects a deep commitment to student development through movement, teamwork, and character-building experiences, fostering pride, discipline, and a lasting sense of community among the many students and athletes he guided throughout his career. Tonight, we celebrate you. Merrill Gordon. Whereas Ms. Gordon is concluding her 25th year as an educator at Daisy School. Whereas she had taught a wide range of students from pre-K through second grade. Whereas she demonstrated a deep commitment to student well-being and community support through her leadership as chair of the Outreach Committee, coordinating initiatives such as holiday gift giving, Thanksgiving baskets, student shopping trips in partnership with the Glen Cove Rotary. Whereas Ms. Gordon played an integral role in organizing Parent University and served on multiple school committees, including site-based, cultural arts, technology, contributing to school-wide initiatives like the Reset Room. Whereas she has enriched student learning beyond the classroom, organizing trips to the Central Park Zoo, the YMCA. Whereas Ms. Gordon's career is marked by her service-minded leadership and dedication to fostering inclusive, supported learning for all students. Tonight, we celebrate you. Rosa Malley. I'm going to have to share Rosa Malley's speech with her next time I see her. Ms. Claudia Mara. Whereas Ms. Mara is concluding over 25 years of service as an English language arts teacher, having taught both 7th and 8th grade and supported all learners throughout her career. Whereas she enriched her instruction through the integration of research-focused learning and created classroom environments that promoted literacy and celebrated student voice. Whereas Ms. Mara supported the school community through after-school tutoring, hallway and classroom displays of inspirational literature, and student celebrations recognizing all forms of achievement. Whereas she also contributed to building culture through events like Chopped, Teachers versus Students, and organized Finley's annual poetry contest, providing prizes and recognition for student creativity. Whereas her career reflects a deep commitment to student growth, community involvement, and a love for literature that inspired learning for students in and beyond the classroom. Tonight, we celebrate you. Geraldine Melfi. Whereas Ms. Melfi has served the Glen Cove City School Districts with dedication, commitment, and passion, beginning her career as an aide and later as a teaching assistant at Daisy Elementary School, working in classrooms spanning pre-K through second grade. Whereas Ms. Melfi supported families and students during parent-teacher conferences, contributing to student success through her participation in professional training aligned with new instructional programs, student safety, and consistently demonstrating a commitment to growth, development, and a commitment to student learning. Whereas Ms. Melfi extended her support beyond the school years by working in Glen Cove's summer programs, furthering her impact on student learning and engagement. Whereas Miss Geraldine Melfi's years of service exemplify a caring and student-centered approach, and her presence has made a lasting difference in the lives of students, colleagues, and families throughout the district. So tonight, we celebrate you. Christine Scar. Whereas Ms. Scar is completing over 30 years of teaching, serving as a world language Spanish teacher at Robert M. Finley Middle School. Whereas Ms. Scar has consistently demonstrated a commitment to student success through her enthusiasm for teaching, willingness to provide extra help, and thoughtful collaboration with colleagues and all staff. Whereas she enriched learning through events such as the Spanish Spelling Bee and PARP Week, and supported school-wide initiatives by chaperoning field trips, supporting the National Junior Honor Society, and organizing cultural experiences for her students in and outside the classroom. Whereas Ms. Scar's career has been defined by creativity, collaboration, and a deep commitment to inspiring students through language and culture. Ms. Scar's passion for teaching has left a lasting impact on her students and the broader school community. Tonight, we celebrate you. Joy Sullivan. Whereas Ms. Sullivan has dedicated 36 years to music education, beginning her career in Glen Cove in 1989 and serving as a general music and chorus teacher across all 4 elementary schools and in addition to that, the middle school. Whereas she has taught a wide range of students in grades K to 8, leading general music instruction, chorus ensembles. Whereas Ms. Sullivan has consistently supported student growth by providing extra help during lunch periods, preparing students for concerts, solo performances, and NYSSMA participation. Whereas she advised both the Vocal NYSSMA Club and Finley Pride Club and supported the development of student confidence and musicianship. Whereas Ms. Sullivan's career is marked by her dedication to student achievement, musical excellence, and a passion for sharing the joy of music, not just with students, but throughout the school community. Tonight, we celebrate you. So I saw her here tonight, Victoria Galanti. Whereas Ms. Galanti has served as the Assistant Superintendent for Business in the Glen Cove City School District for over a decade. Whereas Ms. Galanti provided consistent leadership marked by transparency, stability, and trust between the district and the community. Whereas she oversaw essential district operations, including transportation, food services, facilities management, security, just to name a few. Ensuring smooth and efficient support systems for students and staff. Whereas Ms. Galantes led the development and communication of the district's annual budget, aligning fiscal planning with state and federal mandates, while fostering clear understanding and engagement throughout the budget process for the community. Whereas Ms. Galantes' tenure is defined by her steady stewardship, operational expertise, and commitment to advancing the district's mission through sound financial leadership. Her work has supported long-term sustainability and helped ensure that resources are aligned to meet the needs of students. Tonight, we celebrate you. I'm going to catch flack for this tomorrow, but Dr. Maria Rihanna.
Just because I leave you alone for a minute.
All right. Whereas Dr. Maria Rihanna has served the Glen Cove City School District and the broader Glen Cove community since the 2013-2014 school year. Whereas her leadership brought stability and forward momentum to the district through the implementation of systems, the introduction of new programs, and the alignment of procedures to current educational standards. Whereas she championed the development of K-12 initiatives, including the expansion of Capstone, STREAM, the arts, and worked to enhance instructional technology across all schools. Whereas Dr. Rihanna led the district with clarity, compassion, and purpose through the unprecedented challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, ensuring continuity of learning and support for students and staff. Whereas she played a key role in securing community approval of a capital bond to improve school facilities and advance the quality of the learning environment for students now and students to come. Whereas her leadership has been guided by an unwavering commitment to students, and her legacy is one of thoughtful decision-making and deep dedication to the success of the entire school community. Tonight, we also celebrate you.
Let's hear it for all of our retirees.
There are cupcakes out in the gallery, so if everyone wants to go have one, and we'll take a little bit of a break. Okay, everybody, I think we're going to start up again. So Dr. Rihanna, do you have anything else to add to the superintendent report?
And that's the superintendent's report.
Okay, so I'll open it up for our first public participation, 3 minutes. Agenda items, any takers?
Taking another copy.
Yeah, she gave. Oh.
It's all right. I'll sign it. Yep.
Janet Blatt, McGrady Street, Glen Cove. This is from the agenda. I don't know that you've covered this, but it's here. The recommendation having to do with North Shore Day School, is that for the preschool class that's outside of the school district buildings, or is that something else?
Could you tell us where in the agenda?
Instructional report, substantial equivalency, local review.
Okay. Yeah.
Are those all your questions, Ms. Black?
Excuse me?
Are those all your questions?
Yeah.
Okay. No. The substantial equivalency local review, 2 years ago, the state made guidelines where local school districts have to substantially find private schools equivalent to the education that they're providing. So the North Shore Day School is one of those private schools that we have to go and substantially review. We have done so, and we're providing the backup for that.
Review them for what purpose?
Reviewing their curriculum and their program to make sure that they're substantially equivalent to a public school education.
For kids who go there?
Yes.
As opposed to coming?
Correct.
Anyone else? Okay, let's move on to instructional report.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, I ask the Board of Education to approve agenda item 7 on the instructional report, A, Committee on Special Education, B, Committee on Preschool Special Education, and C, Substantial Equivalency Local Review.
Can I get a motion? Maureen and Leah, sorry, it's been a long night. Any questions or comments? All in favor? 6. Business, Teresa.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, I ask the Board of Education to approve agenda item 8A, finance, numbers 1 and 2.
Motion. Anne and Lynn, any questions, comments? Okay, all in favor? 6.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, I ask the Board of Education to approve agenda item 8B, operations, numbers 1 through 8.
Can I get a motion? Megan and Anne, any questions? All in favor? 6. And we'd like to thank the Landing PTA for donating $1,400 to help offset the costs of field trips. Thanks. I'm sure the kids had a great time. Okay, personnel.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, I ask the Board of Education to approve agenda item 9A certified, numbers 1 through 9 as amended.
Can I get a motion? Anne and Megan, any questions, comments? All in favor? 6.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, I ask the Board of Education to approve agenda item 9B classified, numbers 1 through 10.
Motion, Leah and Maureen. Questions? All in favor? Lynn, are you in? Oh, okay, 6. Just checking. Okay. Do we have any unfinished business? Don't think so, right? All right. No new business. Any board comments? Yeah, Anne.
So, I believe last week, it was, yes, last week, I had the pleasure of attending the Victory Games with a different district. And I just want to thank the entire community, the entire staff for giving us the opportunity to being represented at the games. It was wonderful to see Glen Cove there, represent, our students representing our wonderful school district. And also, I do have to say this, that other school districts were very jealous of our T-shirts. And I did have to rub it in saying that we are the best. So I just want to thank everybody who was involved putting that together. The kids, their smiles, and the staff, their smiles, it was overwhelming with excitement for them. So I just really want to thank everybody that was involved and that was there, the chaperones, the high school students who are buddies with our kids, and they took very good care of our babies. So I want to thank everybody. Thank you.
Anyone else? I guess I just wanted to say thank you to the schools and the teachers for putting on some fun events at the end of the year, field days, picnics. I can't even think of all the stuff that happens at the end of the year, but it's a ton, and I applaud you guys because it's a lot. And I wish everyone good luck on their finals and the end of the year stuff. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so we'll have our last public participation. What happened? Should we leave her?
Janet Blatt, McGrady Street, Glen Cove. I just have a question and a comment, both on preschool education in the district. I wondered if you had gotten any further in thinking about, or even further than that, on what you're going to do, if anything, for creating either a separate building or an attached to an existing building of a preschool center, and whether however far you've gotten, I would like to hope that you would seriously consider building not for what we will need when that construction would be finished, but for the future. Because what you authorize is going to be it. I mean, somebody 5 years down the line is not going to say, oh, we have to tack on 3 more classrooms or 4 more classrooms. So you really have to consider developing for the future. If our student population is rising, it's rising at the lowest levels also. And beyond the classroom space and an all-purpose space, I would like to suggest that you have space that could be used for classrooms later on if they're needed, but that you could use to help parents learn if they themselves have not had educational experience. We might, as a district, provide English language instruction in that space. Encouraging parents to get their children out when they're young enough, even if they don't think, well, they think they're not playing with a younger child, but what they're doing is playing next to, even if next to one is here and one is there, it's learning. So you need, I believe, the space to do it. When I was teaching kindergarten, and I had a magnificent classroom space, it was just superb in both buildings in the district that I started. I would dream about what the perfect space would be. And in those days, nobody went to preschool. So they came to kindergarten. It's a lot of years of dreaming, and I'd like to see it happen here. So when you work on that, consider the possibilities. It's worth taking the time and trying places you've never gotten money from as a district to get the money that we need. Think big, dream big, and provide the perfect facility for our children to start their education in, and for our teachers to teach in. That's it.
Thank you. Does someone else want to, or do you want me to?
Sure. We have expanded the preschool opportunities, but as you may know, we don't have all our classes in one building or in one area. We're hopeful that if that space becomes available within our buildings, in regard to building another building or looking for another building, I think that conversation is something that the board will encounter as they look at the list of priorities within the district and the funds that are there to be able to support them. So I'm not going to say no. I know we want to try to get all the classes together. I know that there's one at Landing School and the others are in the wing of the middle school attached to Daisy. But as opportunities are provided, we have expanded them over the years. We do have one at the Y also. We have expanded the program. We've gone from part-time to full-time or almost full-time. So I think the future educators, administrators, and board members will look at next steps as they have with all projects within the district.
It's something that we've definitely considered, and we're always trying to think down the road what our next project would be. It's not always something that's necessarily
It's not
shared. It's something more of like a workshop type of situation, but we've talked about having a parent center. Leah has brought it up a number of times because she's seen it provide a lot for families that probably would benefit here as well. So we've considered that, but we're always thinking steps ahead for what our next building projects will be, but nothing is quite worked out yet. It's not, it would be a large amount of money, so it would likely have to be another bond or something that's probably not going to happen quickly.
Okay.
I mean, listen, we talked about this when bond committee first started happening like 6 years ago, and this was thrown out there. Can we build another building? And we were told by the architect at that time it would be $65 million to build a new building. So that's really not an option. That's why you're seeing the amazing additions that are happening to our schools right now that we hope to do in other buildings moving forward. So I don't think building another building might not be for us.
At least for a while. We have to, but when we have the ribbon cuttings, you'll be able to see the extensions that we have, and you'll see the amazing new spaces that will hopefully open up new rooms for additional classes.
And also, just to add sort of to what you were saying as far as like flexible learning areas, like doing the walkthrough at Landing, and I know that this is part of the classrooms being added onto Daisy. It's part of the science labs in the high school, although obviously the science labs are specific to that learning. But I don't want to say the classrooms are modular, but they're built in a way that is far more modern than any classroom in the building it's attached to. The buildings are, the rooms are larger, the doorways are, wider. The fixtures within the rooms are different, so that they can be used more flexibly in the future, so that if you need XYZ at Landing or at Daisy, which will have the extensions first, maybe you can do that because these new classrooms are built in that way. They're not built so stringently and so rigidly as the original classrooms. And that comes with all the planning that we do and all of the building and the plans that the architects provide to us.
Okay, Janet, we have to let other people, sorry.
Alejandra Kosianovich, 51 Buckeye. I'm sorry, I'm like very nervous now. I'm a parent at Daisy. I have a kindergartner and a second grade child, and I'm also a member of the PTA, but I'm here on my own personal accord, not PTA opinions, just my own. I was here before and I mentioned, you know, Hispanic community issues, immigration. The community is bracing for a really tough summer and potentially, you know, I don't know what's going to happen next school year, but I have spent this last year volunteering with the second grade bilingual classroom who does not have a class parent. It was amazing. I have fallen in love with these kids, and I want to personally please invite every single one of you, our new board member, to come and visit these classrooms at Daisy School. Studies have shown consistently that kids need non-parental and non-teacher adults in their lives, and these classes are chronically unsupported. The teachers are doing all of the work by themselves with no class parents, and these kids just need to see other adults that are not related to them. And once you go into their classes, you are going to want to spend every single day in there with them. They are amazing, they're funny, and I hope that Ms. Nastri and Ms. Rossi let me insert myself again next year. But we really, really need every single person, especially after all the things that are going on. And this is just, my personal invitation, because you are not teachers, so they will not make a relationship that you are there because it's your job. But I'm gonna stop. Please come and support these 3 classrooms. The teachers are angels, and they need it.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else? Okay, so can I get a motion for the end of the meeting? Anne and Megan. Oh, knock yourself out.
Thank you for volunteering and participating in that manner, and maybe that's something that will, I don't want to say formalize, but look into next year.
My heart is just so touched by that whole thing. I think I said this somewhere before, when my oldest started school and I started volunteering in classrooms, naturally I did it because my daughter was there. But before I knew it, I was there they were all my kids. And that's just how that goes. And it happens, and then typically what happens is some little peanut, you hear that expression, that's my work husband, that's my work wife. Typically some little peanut or a couple of little peanuts, you become their school mother. And you see how they're relating to you. And it just, I love everything about what you just said. And I think it's wonderful. And I just love it. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's move, what? Okay, now, Leah and Maureen, all in favor? 6. Thank you, GCTV. Good night. Congratulations to all the tenure and retirees.